All right, from Karnataka, let's shift our focus now on the wrestlers versus Brij Bhushan case. Now, the 1983 Cricket World Cup winning team has released a statement in support of the wrestlers. The statement has been released by Kapil Dev, Sunil Gavaskar and Kirti Azad on behalf of the entire 1983 team coming out in support of the wrestlers. So more and more support coming in for the wrestlers who have been fighting against Brij Bhushan Singh. They've demanded his immediate arrest on charges of sexual harassment. Now, an FIR has been registered against him, but he has not been arrested, as is the demand of the wrestlers. Now, a big boost to their ongoing fight as the 1983 Cricket World Cup winning team has released a statement in support of the wrestlers. Remember, several athletes had come out in support of the wrestlers, from Abhinav Bindra, Sunil Chhetri to Neeraj Chopra. Several of the top athletes have also come out in support of these wrestlers and have extended their support while also slamming the police crackdown that took place on the day of the new parliament inauguration. As the wrestlers were marching towards the new parliament building in their fight for justice, the police cracked down on them and also detained them for a while. The pictures had gone viral on social media, with many questioning the extreme police crackdown. After which the wrestlers also decided to immerse their medals in River Ganga. Now we have a big boost coming in for their fight. My colleague Karishma joining us on the broadcast with the details. Karishma, several athletes have voiced their support to the wrestlers. Now we have the 1983 Cricket World Cup winning team releasing a statement. Take us through the details.
Well, yes, absolutely. This is possibly the biggest support that the wrestlers' protest could have gotten. This is the 1983 World Cup winning team that has released a statement in support of the wrestlers. Remember, this statement has been written by Kirti Azad, by Sunil Gavaskar and also Kapil Dev on behalf of the entire 83 World Cup winning cricket team. And the statement goes as follows. We are distressed and disturbed at the unseemly visuals of our champion wrestlers being manhandled. We are also most concerned that they are thinking of dumping their hard-earned medals into River Ganga. Those medals have involved years of effort, sacrifice, determination and grit, and are not only their own but the nation's joy and pride. We urge them not to take any hasty decision in this matter and also fervently hope that their grievances are heard and resolved quickly. Let the law of the land prevail. So this is a statement that has come in from the 1983 winning team, Kirti Azad, Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev, on behalf of the entire cricket team that won the World Cup in 83. Remember, the wrestlers had gone to Haridwar on Monday to immerse their medals in River Ganga. They, of course, did not follow through with that. But since then, there has been an outpouring of support for the wrestlers. And now, the 83 World Cup winning team coming in support of them has been the biggest statement as yet from any sports person in the last 40 days that they have been protesting. So this is going to be a big boost to all the wrestlers. Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Phogat, Sakshi Malik, who had been sitting at Jantar Mantar for the last month or so until what happened on the 28th of May, of course. And this is a very strongly worded statement from the 83 team as well, where they're asking the wrestlers to maintain calm and patience and not do anything with their medals, because yes, they are the wrestlers, but they're also the country's joy and pride, is what the 83 team is saying. And who better than these cricketers to know what it means to win something that big for the country. And when the entire country celebrates it with you, it is also the country's and not just the player or athletes, or in this case wrestlers. And that is what these experienced cricketers with these statements are trying to make the wrestlers understand, while also asking the government to hear their grievances and give them a very quick resolution possible.
Absolutely. Cricket is a religion in the country, and the 1983 Cricket World Cup heroes are legends for an entire generation. So this is a very big boost coming in for the wrestlers. Karishma, also over the last few days, especially in the wake of the police crackdown that took place on the inauguration of the new parliament building, there has been a lot of support that has come in from the sporting fraternity for these wrestlers.
Well, yes, absolutely. One constant support, of course, has been India's golden boy, Neeraj Chopra, who has time and again said that there needs to be a better way of dealing with the wrestlers. It shouldn't be that they are on the road for 40 days. Today, we saw Mr. Anurag Thakur also giving a very detailed response on the wrestlers' protest, saying that everything that that they asked for from the sports ministry was done. They need to wait till the investigation of the police is over and then think about what they want to do next. But there has been an outpouring of support for these wrestlers from former greats of the game. We saw Irfan Pathan also taking to his Twitter and saying that he wants to see some resolution as soon as possible, because it is very, very heartbreaking to see these wrestlers, these women wrestlers sitting on the road, sitting at Jantar Mantar, seeking justice, asking for justice. And of course, what happened on the 28th of May has left the wrestlers also mentally tired, after which we saw them taking a decision like going to Haridwar and immersing their medals. But this is going to be a ray of hope that possibly the wrestlers were looking forward to, because remember, after going to Haridwar, they had given the Khap Panchayats and the farmer organizations 5 days time to take some big decision, or else they were planning some extreme steps. Maybe this is going to be somewhat of a break in between that, because remember, we are not talking about any sports person, but the 83 winning team, which has members like Kapil Dev, Sunil Gavaskar, Kirti Azad, Madan Lal, all legends, all icons of the sport and icons of the country as well, because they did in the beginning what our athletes are doing now, celebrating with the country, winning big tournaments, winning medals in this case. So they know what it means to win for the country, and that is why they have written this statement, to make the athletes understand that doing anything with their medals is not going to solve any purpose.
Okay, Karishma, also talking about the government's response that has come in. Remember, the government has also clarified time and again that they have listened to the grievances of the wrestlers. So Anurag Thakur, like you mentioned, has also spoken about the ongoing protest, saying that law will take its course.
Well, yes, absolutely. Anurag Thakur has been speaking on the wrestlers' protest for the last few days. Today was a very detailed response from him, where he said that, the wrestlers wanted to meet with me. I met them. I asked them if an FIR has been filed. They said that we wanted to bring the matter to the notice of the sports ministry. So we formed an oversight committee. The wrestlers wanted names of their choice added to the oversight committee. We did that. So he has time and again said that whatever the wrestlers wanted, whatever was in the purview of the sports ministry was done by the ministry, was done by the Sports Authority of India. An IOA committee was also formed to specifically look into the sexual harassment allegations that were made against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. What Anurag Thakur is saying is that he cannot control how the courts of India or how the Delhi police is going to conduct.
Karishma, request you to stay on with us. 1983 Cricket World Cup hero Madan Lal on the phone line with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Madan Lal. The entire team has extended support to the wrestlers at a time when they've been saying that they've not garnered enough support. What would you like to say?
We were thinking about this, for the last 2-3 days, and we have a group where this statement is handled by Kapil Dev and Kirti Azad and Sunil Gavaskar. And I think we stand by them, definitely. I think, and we would request the government to sort out this problem immediately.
Okay, what do you think of the police crackdown? Because there was a lot of outrage over the police crackdown on these wrestlers, after which they also decided to immerse their medals into River Ganga.
Yeah, definitely they should have handled better, there is a way of handling it also. But I believe, throwing a medal into the Ganga, it doesn't show, sort of thing, It's not good for the country image, because the medal is very, because there is 15 years, 3 years, the hard work behind that,
Okay, Mr. Madan Lal, what would you like to say to the government? Because the government also says that we've been having conversations with the wrestlers. We are waiting for law to take its course and FIR has already been filed.
So why not solving the problem? That's what I want to see, because I have no idea, These things can be sorted out and let the wrestlers, because the Olympic is also coming. Let them go and have a practice, to participate in the Olympics, because it's not very far from now.
Okay. So have you or any of the other World Cup heroes spoken to the wrestlers themselves?
No, I have not spoken to them, but definitely some of our players must have spoken to them.
Okay. And, in the letter you have extended your support to these wrestlers. Do you or any of the other cricketers also plan to join them in their protest?
I have no idea whether our captain or admin people will say. We will definitely do that.
Okay. So I also want to ask you about what you think of the kind of support that the wrestlers have been getting. They've also been speaking about not many from the sporting fraternity coming out in support.
भी तो ट्वीट किया था कि I was standing behind them, but ये है कि other sports also should stand by him, and everyone should request the government to sort out this problem.
Okay, so you're appealing to the other players in the current team as well as the other sports stars as well to come out and support the wrestlers.
Definitely, why not? Because it's a very sad thing that they were going to throw the medal in the river. That was not a very good taste. So I request all the players, whether it's a football or hockey or cricket or any other sports, they should support them and request the government to solve this problem.
Okay, sir, just lastly want to ask you, what do you think of the government's response? You said that it's clearly not satisfactory, which is why the wrestlers are forced to be on the streets. Do you think there could have been a better conversation between the government as well as the wrestlers, because the entire country has to witness these champions going through this entire ordeal?
Well, I don't know what the conversation is going on between them, so I cannot answer that. There should have been better coordination, communication.
Okay, all right. Mr. Madan Lal, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with your thoughts. The 1983 Cricket World Cup winning team has released a statement in support of the wrestlers. We had Madan Lal coming out and saying that this does not seem to be right, where the wrestlers are forced to throw away their medals or say that they're going to do this. Going back to Karishma on that, Karishma, we just heard Madan Lal, the 1983 hero, and he said that there's something wrong in the way the entire episode has unfolded, where the wrestlers have been forced to be on the street. So the government should reach out to these wrestlers, speak to them and resolve the crisis.
Well, yes, absolutely. And the government has tried to reach out to the wrestlers. We've seen sports ministry officials, not once, not twice, but more than that, coming to Jantar Mantar and trying to have a dialogue with the wrestlers as well. But the wrestlers, since the starting of the protest on the 23rd of April, have been adamant on one demand, that is arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, put him behind bars, or they were not agreeing to move from Jantar Mantar. So all the talks with the sports ministry, the Sports Authority of India officials failed because this was something that nobody could have guaranteed, that he will be put behind bars, because that is something investigation that is being done by the Delhi police. But now, of course, this statement from the 1983 World Cup winning team should have an impact on the government and on the wrestlers as well, who have been continuously planning what they need to do next in terms of, getting attention or getting notice for their protest. Remember, they were moved out from Jantar Mantar on the 28th of May. They went to Haridwar on the 29th of May, and they are as of now
it has been ongoing for a while. Karishma, request you to stay on with us. Let's get in a political perspective as well. Manjinder Singh Sirsa on the phone line with us. Mr. Sirsa, now we have the 1983 World Cup team as well that has extended support to the wrestlers.
No, everybody is extending them the support, but one thing is, the question is, why don't they help the Delhi police who has registered the case with the evidence so they can proceed with the case? See, everybody has a sympathy with them. It is not that one particular set of players or other people don't have. Everybody had a sympathy for them. But for that, they need to proceed with the case. And the Delhi police has registered a FIR. Now they need to give them evidence that they can go ahead with the case, which they are not providing. So the question is, they should, and why they are not providing this evidence to the police so police can proceed with the case. This is the big question.
Okay, so where do you think that things are going wrong? Because several athletes have come out and said that the police crackdown on these wrestlers was too excessive, that such kind of crackdown for our legends should not have been taken up by the police.
No, agreed. But police have given a statement that they haven't done anything wrong. It was the players who were went upon to go to the parliament, which is simply not possible.
Okay.
We all have to be with law. We all have to follow with the now. But
Okay, we're experiencing a technical difficulty because of which your line is not too clear, Mr. Sirsa. But your point being that the government has reached out to these wrestlers and a case is ongoing. In fact, amid the mega protest by the wrestlers, Brij Bhushan himself has claimed innocence, and he said that he tried to unite people of all religions and continued to say that if the allegations that are leveled against him are proven, then he is even ready to be hung. Meenakshi joining us with the details of that now we have more details also coming in of the 1983 World Cup heroes extending their support to the wrestlers, Meenakshi.
Well, absolutely, Pratibha. As far as Brij Bhushan is concerned, he is claiming innocence. This is a story which was first broken on Times Now. We had broken this tweet by Brij Bhushan around 12 p.m. and now he is posting the same line, the same statement on various social media handles at the time when cricketing legends, 83 World Cup cricket team has come out in support of the wrestlers. Brij Bhushan has issued this statement. This is a statement which has been put up by Brij Bhushan without much ado. I'll just read certain excerpts from it. He says, आपके समर्थन के साथ पिछले 28 वर्षों से लोकसभा के सदस्य के रूप में सेवा की है। मैंने सत्ता और विपक्ष में रहते हुए सभी जातियों, समुदाय और धर्मों के लोगों को एकजुट करने का प्रयास किया है। Roughly translating that I've always worked to unite the people of the country, and then this is the operative part. He says, इन्हीं कारणों से मेरे राजनीतिक विरोधियों और उनकी पार्टियों ने मुझ पर झूठे आरोप लगाए हैं. So once again, Brij Bhushan denying all the charges, saying that all the allegations against him which had been leveled by the wrestlers, the female wrestlers, are politically motivated. He has worked for the welfare of the country. He has worked to unite the people of various communities, and that's why certain opponents, he hints at them, says his political opponents are behind what he calls is a conspiracy, apologies, against him, Pratibha.
Right. He's been saying time and again that this is a conspiracy to malign him. In fact, it's not just that. As the probe continues, the Union Minister Anurag Thakur also spoke exclusively to Times Now Group editor Navika Kumar on the issue, where he assured of a fair investigation, asserting that the wrestlers must wait for the probe to end.
जहां तक रेसलर्स की आपने बात कही, देखिए, खिलाड़ी हो या कोई भी महिला हो, किसी के साथ भी अगर किसी तरह की कोई अत्याचार हुआ हो तो उसको न्याय जल्द मिलना चाहिए। मैं इसके लिए आपसे बिल्कुल सहमत हूं। जिस घटना का उल्लेख वहां पे किया गया वो लगभग 7 वर्ष पुरानी है, और जब रेसलर्स मुझसे मिलने, मैंने ही उनको न्योता दिया था जनवरी महीने में मिलने के लिए, तब उनकी मांग थी। मैंने तब भी पूछा था कि एफआईआर किसी भी पुलिस थाने में दर्ज हो सकती थी, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा कि हम आपके समक्ष इस बात को रखना चाहते हैं ताकि उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो। हमने कमेटी बनाई, उनसे पूछ के बनाई, कमेटी बनाई, कमेटी में मेंबर उन्होंने ऐड करने के लिए कहा, वो भी किया। कमेटी ने जितने लोगों को उन्होंने नाम लिए सबको बुला के उसकी जांच भी की कमेटी।
All right, another 1983 Cricket World Cup legend, Kirti Azad, on the phone line with us. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kirti Azad. The entire team has extended support to the wrestlers. What would you like to say?
Yes, we do. We do understand the sweat and toil, the hard work that it takes to win a medal for the nation. And we do that because we've done that for our nation in 1983 when we became the first cricket team to win a World Cup. And after we saw the way they were dragged by the police, they were treated by the police, and obviously the FIRs have been registered, that too after the intervention of this Honorable Supreme Court, and especially under POSCO, where it was enacted when I remember when I was in Parliament and the Dastardly Act of Nirbhaya had taken place. So POSCO says immediate arrest, and I fail to understand why isn't that being done. Having said that, we feel that it should be resolved as soon as possible so that justice is met out to the wrestlers.
Okay. In fact, we just played out the Union Minister Anurag Thakur's reaction on the entire issue, and he said that an investigation is now going on. The wrestlers themselves wanted a committee. They wanted certain people in the committee, and we've even agreed to that. So the government says that we've reached out to the wrestlers, but this is an investigation that's ongoing. A person can't be immediately arrested because a probe needs to be conducted.
No, fair enough. The probe carried on. They said they will, in 30 days, they'll come out with a result. What happened? It was over 30 days, and when the wrestlers who got frustrated moved to the Supreme Court, and after they moved to the Supreme Court, by this time, nothing, committee had done nothing on the allegations that were made by our women wrestlers. They went into the Supreme Court, and then on the intervention of the Supreme Court, these two FIRs were lodged. One was a minor, and that was under the POSCO Act. And POSCO Act says that there should be an immediate arrest. What happened to that? So I can understand this committee. We have had so many committees in the government that take months and years. Many of them are there where nothing has come out.
Okay, Mr. Kirti Azad, do you and the other champions of the World Cup also want to extend your support and visit these wrestlers? Have you spoken to them? Do you plan to gather with them for their protest?
Well, we stay at our different places, and you understand that there was IPL and there were other things that were going on, and hence we could not. But I'm sure I'm going to go and meet. I will see. I'll speak to Kapil and others. Whoever are available, we shall go and meet them.
Okay. So what would you like to say on, what really went wrong? Because the wrestlers had previously spoken to the government. They had halted their protest for some time. And now they yet again resumed it because they were not very happy with the government's response. The government even now continues to say that we are in conversation with them. The probe is going on. But it seems like the wrestlers are not happy with the response that has come in from the government.
Well, they had full faith in the government. They went to the government. They did not file an FIR, expecting that justice will be meted to them. But the committee within a month didn't give a report. It took longer than a month. Hence, they wanted to file an FIR with the police. The police did not file an FIR. So they went to court. And after the intervention of the court, the FIRs were fined. So obviously, there is a big question mark on the kind of investigation that is going on, not only by the committee set up by the ministry, but also by the police.
Okay. So being a cricketer yourself, are you happy with the kind of response that the wrestlers' protest has been getting? Because some from the sporting fraternity have come out in support of the wrestlers, but there are many who've not said a word about it, and they've also been criticized extensively.
Well, yes, I think it's time that the sporting university, the fraternity should get together. But unfortunately, like many film stars who don't come out and support people, we should be together. I think sportsmen, sportswomen do not belong to any voting, what should I say, electoral vote that they really get support. If, say, for instance, we belong to some kind of a caste, we definitely would have got grievances redressed.
Okay. Do you believe that the government is going to great lengths to protect the BJP MP Brij Bhushan? Why do you think is the reason why there's been a delay?
I have no idea at all. I can't really say anything to you. I can only say is that under the POSCO Act, the arrest is imminent, but unfortunately nothing has happened.
Okay, all right. Mr. Kirti Azad, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. So there you have it, the 1983 World Cup heroes extending their support to the wrestlers, saying the police crackdown was unacceptable. The government must do something about it.